Hi friends, it's Cali. It's been a while. I'm doing my first Tiny Bananas video. A lot has been going on. It's a busy fall quarter and I'm sure I will update you in the weeks to come. But to get you up to speed, I feel like Gwendolyn needs to hear my moving story. And I don't think Adria has heard it either. I know Adria hasn't heard it. I checked with her. But yeah, this is a thing that happened. I was staying with my sister for the better part of the summer while I was doing my internship. She was nice enough to let me crash in her guest room while I waited for my U District apartment to open up. And near August, she started asking me, when are you gonna get stuff together? Isn't your apartment open? And not in like a, get out of my house way more in a you seem to be just watching a lot of Netflix. I'm concerned about you. And so finally what I ended up doing was I called a moving service because everyone I know with a car has work or a bad back and couldn't move me. I talked to my internship and I switched my days around, said I'm working an extra day so I can take a Monday off, and I'm like, great, I will hang out with my family over the weekend and then I will move on Monday. And so that Friday I go to the writing center for work and I get off work and have this hour and a half sweaty bus ride to the Greyhound station, and my bag of stuff has the handle is broken, so I'm cradling it, and I left my glasses at my apartment, and so I couldn't see the buses and I got on the wrong bus, but still ended up there. So I have a lovely relaxing weekend with my family. My dad and his girlfriend. We go to bookstores, we go on walks, it's wonderful. And that Monday morning, we get up at the crack of dawn, and my dad drives me an hour to my mom's house where all my stuff is stored. She's out of town, but I tug out my mattress and everything and get ready, get it all ready for the movers, and his girlfriend's loafing around kind of hey, do we have time to go get coffee? Can you see where they are? So I'm like, yeah, sure, sounds good. And so I call them, and they're like, we don't have you in our system. And I'm like, what? And they're like, we don't have you in our system. And what had happened was that the first time I had talked to them, I thought that was a quote. Apparently it was just informational. And the second time I talked to them, which I thought was confirmation, that was a quote. And I was like, what do I do to book? And they were like, you have to say, I would like to book. So apparently, they had been we'll see you Monday morning. Yeah, it's all worked out. We'll see you Monday. That was hypothetical, which is fine. That's great. So I go back very sadly to my dad's place and get an emergency shuttle back to Seattle. Get on this crammed little bus that takes you across the peninsula and over the ferry. And I sit on the bus and I'm just having a terrible morning, and I see this kitten pass the gap in front of the chair in front of me, and I hear the bus driver what? And the lady goes, oh, don't worry, I checked, no one's allergic. First of all, she had not checked with me, so that's a lie. Second of all, she follows this up by tossing the kitten into the seat next to her and is like, oh, they're durable. They're durable. I found them in a plastic bag. This is the beginning of the strangest bus trip. So this woman in this bright pink sweatshirt that I can see the whole ride, some things float back to me from her seat as she's befriending everyone on the bus. She's just handing kittens off to people. She asked one woman to make her a dress. She's like, that's a great dress. Can you make one for me? Here's my number. Please make me a dress. Other things she said, I just got out of a coma. I need a lot of sleep because I just got out of a coma. I used to be a librarian, but not anymore, thank God. We get onto the ferry, and I go up and I read a little bit, and it's fine. I get back onto the bus. And the woman is not there. Everyone else is there. We are at the front of the ferry. First to get off. We cannot wait for anyone. The informational tape they play you at the beginning says, you will get left behind if you don't get back on. So we're sitting there like freaking out because this woman, she took her big suitcase, so it seems like this was intentional, except she left a few things, like a small bag, like a purse, like a little purse, not like a wallet thing, but like a little like makeup bag or whatever, a jacket, and a kitten. We're freaking out. We're yelling back and forth. Finally, the bus driver makes an exception, pulls around to a Greyhound station where we know she was meeting people. He goes in, and we see her in her bright pink sweatshirt going in behind him. And he comes back on. No more kitten in hand, no more sweatshirt in hand, no more little makeup bag in hand. And says, "This is from her. I love you all." So I have an uneventful rest of the ride, get back to Seattle, get to the bus station, and I have this dilemma where I have texted my sister. I have found out that I can, in fact, borrow a towel from her because I won't have any towels. I can borrow a sleeping bag from her because I don't have a bed. And I think, you know, I've got several bags with me. That's just going to be a pain to have all this and a sleeping bag. So I take a hot, sweaty, hour-long bus ride back to my apartment, and I dump all this stuff, and then I realize that I don't have Wi-Fi yet, so I look at the jack in the wall, and I think I don't have my Ethernet cable with me, but I can go get one. So on my way to my sister's house, I get one, and I have another long, hot, sweaty bus ride and an equally long, hot, sweaty walk. And I go and I pick the stuff up. I tell my sister and her husband about my terrible day, and I go back to my apartment. I'm really tired, but I'm like, I'm just going to settle in. It's going to be fine. I'm going to work it all out. So I unpack for a while. I am by this time so gross and just like really hungry. It's been a long day. I'd gone on a Costco run with my sister the week before so I could get all stocked up before I moved in. And I go to the kitchen and I realize that I don't have any plates or cups or utensils or things to cook with. So my freezer full and closet full of food is unusable. So for dinner, I have half a muffin left over from breakfast and some raw carrots that were left in the freezer by my sister. At this point, it's been a long day. I've had many long, hot, sweaty bus rides. It's late summer. It's gross. I'm ready for a shower. And I am so glad that I have borrowed this towel from my sister. I feel so smart. And then I go into the bathroom and I realize that I have not moved in the shower curtain. I think, what could one shower without a shower curtain hurt? And so I go in and I start, and I'm like halfway through my shower, I'm soaped up, and I look over, and there is a puddle on the bathroom floor. Like, it's a pool. There's standing water. And so I stop the water, and halfway through my shower, soapy still, I run across the hallway. I go to this closet right here, this closet, and I get my two plushiest pairs of pajama pants. And I go into the bathroom, and I mop up the floor with my pajama pants. Still soapy, still wet. I, hang them up on the rack, and then I resume my shower because I'm still soapy. And, at this point, I'm scared to use the shower head, so what I do is I run the tap, and I, cup it over me as one would a child or a hospital patient. I'm wet. I'm sort of clean, but I still feel gross because it's been not a very satisfying shower, and I think I'll get some work done. I'll settle in for the night. I'll get some work done. So I take out my new Ethernet cable, and I look at the phone jack. I've spoiled the surprise because you see, the Ethernet jack did not fit in because, in fact, it was a phone jack. So I'm sitting there, no internet, no food, no usable shower, and it's, at that point, actually comic. It is actually comic how disastrous this move has been. So what happens after I wake up the next day and have a really unsatisfying cup of instant coffee that I made in a jar is I go to my internship, I go to work, I make some desperate pleas on Facebook, and I get a friend from high school who I haven't gotten to see for a while, and she ends up like helping me move soon after that. We got all my stuff in. It was a fun day. It was a wonderful day. I'm in now. So yeah, I'm doing my best to make it a home. I miss you, Gwendolyn. Adria, I feel like I haven't even seen you that much, even though you've been in Seattle. I'll be sure to update you guys more. I can't wait to hear from you again, and have a good week.